The exercise that I think is going to burn the most amount of calories per rep is going to be, if your goal was to burn as many calories as possible through weightlifting, what would be the best exercise to do so? Which lift burns the most energy per repetition? These are two different questions with what I think are going to be two different answers. And today we are going to answer them. We are going to put that to the test. Now, the reason these questions are so different is because you can burn a lot more calories per lift in a very short amount of time than doing something like cardio. However, if your goal is simply to burn as many calories as possible in a day, you're gonna have a lot more success doing cardio. So for example, if you're trying to burn as many calories as possible in 10 minutes, you're probably going to have the most luck doing some crazy heavy compound lift. That compound lift is going to have to recruit all kinds of muscles throughout all of your body and exert a lot of force and take a lot of energy in a short amount of time. But if you have an entire day to burn as many calories as possible, you're gonna have a lot more success going on a very long hike or a long walk or running a marathon, because you can't do a heavy compound lift all day long. You can only do it for like a minute every couple of minutes, and once you do it a few times, you're toast. So we're gonna answer these questions today, and I'm going to do a challenge where I do both of them. I am going to do the lift that will require the most amount of energy per lift, thus burning the most amount of calories possible in one rep. I'm also going to do the exercise that is kind of a combination of cardio and lifting. All right, spoiler alert. The exercise that I think is going to burn the most amount of calories per rep is going to be the deadlift. A maximum deadlift is going to recruit the most muscles I know of in any single weightlifting exercise. And with it being extremely heavy, I'm going to have to recruit as much force as possible in that one lift. And anybody who has ever done a few very hard deadlifts knows how taxing that can be. So that's my answer to one of the questions, and which lift will burn the most amount of calories in one single rep. Now the other question, if you wanted to burn the most amount of calories possible in a single lifting session, what exercise would that be? I don't think it's gonna be the deadlift. I think a smoother, more sustainable, yet still lift that requires a lot of different muscles is going to be something like a body squat. I think the best candidate for this type of exercise is going to be a squat. I'm not talking about a max squat. I'm not even talking about a 50% squat, but I'm talking about a squat that's going to be a little bit like a cardio workout. Maybe something between 20 and 30% of my maximum squat, which is not a lot. But a squatting exercise that's going to be a little bit more like a cardio exercise is going to be a lot more like going on that long hike. Over a long period of time, I'm going to be able to burn a lot more calories than if I were to just go all out for a few minutes. So now it's time to put it to the test. I'm going to be measuring how many calories I burn by my Fitbit. We'll see how many calories it says I burn per exercise. And I will put those exercises up against other exercises and see if my predictions are right according to the Fitbit. That's a lot of weight for a little guy. Don't be hating on my tiny deadlift, okay? This is actually something that causes me a little bit of insecurity, believe it or not. So trying to be a YouTuber who's putting out fitness content and trying to give you guys good ideas for what to do in your fitness journey is kind of difficult when you're a small person like I am. Sure, I've made some great body transformations and I think that I look pretty fit right now, but especially when it comes to anything that has to do with my legs are just so tiny. In high school and in wrestling, my coach even called me chicken legs, you know what I mean? And it didn't really hurt my feelings too bad. But still, now doing fitness content for you and then you guys seeing how small my legs are and how little of weight that I can actually lift, it's pretty humbling and sometimes a little bit embarrassing too. This is the crazy part. I can legitimately bench press pretty much the same amount of weight as I can squat. And that's not okay in the bodybuilding world. So anyway, I'm showing you guys how much I'm deadlifting and it's not anything crazy, but you know what? it's progress for me. Thanks for being part of the journey. Okay, so my Fitbit says I'm at 1646 calories burned so far for the day. I'm going to do 5 of these very hard for me deadlifts and rest a while and see how many calories my Fitbit says that I've burned afterwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so after resting for a while, we are at 1658 according to my Fitbit. That's a whole whopping 12 calories from those 5 reps. Now, how accurate is that? You be the judge. From my research, I was guesstimating that one hard deadlift is gonna burn about 1 calorie. So the Fitbit is going higher than that. Let's do 5 hard squats. That's another one that is definitely gonna be in the contender list for recruiting the most amount of muscles and requiring the most amount of force and just exertion. So that one should take up a lot of calories as well. That's 185 pounds. Like I said, I can't squat a lot, you guys. I'm gonna try to do this for 5 reps. I should have no problem, but I haven't traditionally squatted for a long time. I'm usually hack squatting. I'm pretty sure my max squat is gonna be about 230 pounds, which is pretty low. I'm gonna try to do this one for 5 reps. Let's see how many calories it burns. The Fitbit says we are at 1672 right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The results are in 1681. 1681 after resting, according to the Fitbit. All right, we have a clear winner. As my prediction before, the deadlift burned more calories per rep than the squat did. The squat was a contender though. That squat was hard. In 5 reps, according to my Fitbit, we burned 12 calories deadlifting. And with the squat, we burned 9 calories. And that makes sense to me. In a deadlift, do you know how many different muscles are targeted in the deadlift? We're talking all the way from basically your toes to like your traps. Every single muscle in your body contributes, even if it's just a tiny bit. Muscles that get actually a decent workout in the deadlift are like your bicep can actually get some stimulus from a deadlift. You're not really getting much stimulus in your biceps from a squat. Both of these exercises are kings in total force exerted and just being so hard and almost miserable, yet at the same time that just gives you that grit. You know what I'm talking about? Those exercises are beasts. And so we determined the exercise that gives you the most calorie burn per single repetition. But I would argue that is definitely not the best way to burn a high amount of calories. As I stated in the beginning of the video, I think that that's going to be best achieved by doing something like a very long hike or a marathon. So let's see if we can create a hybrid, something that you can burn a lot of calories doing while lifting, because you're not really gonna be able to do that many deadlifting. I want this hybrid to be a very common lift, something that most gym goers use from time to time, because we probably could cheat and just do a farmer's carry, carry something heavy and walk for a long period of time. And I think that that would be your champion lift to burn the most amount of calories in a longer extended period of time. The lift that I think is going to best achieve this for us is a dumbbell lunge. You can see where I'm going with this. It is a lift, yet it also has some similarities to like hiking or the farmer's carry. I would estimate doing lunges for an entire hour, lightweight of course, because you have to be able to sustain it, could burn upwards of 500 to 900 calories. Put that into perspective, walking a mile usually is going to burn somewhere around 100 calories for the average person. Going on a hike all day long, you could actually burn 5,000 calories. That's just absurd, but that is possible for somebody who is in very good condition and who can continue to hike all day long. Let's see what we can achieve doing the lunge. I'm going to do the lunges and I'm going to compare them against my treadmill. I'm betting that I will burn more calories doing lunges than on the treadmill because the lunges are going to be more difficult and I can do a lot of them in a similar amount of time. Now I can do the treadmill for like forever amount of time, and that's not the contest we're talking about. We're talking about this hybrid. I'm betting lunges is going to be a great exercise if you want to burn calories while lifting. That's the point, if that makes sense. Okay, before lunges, the Fitbit has us at 1,719 calories burned. Okay, we're grabbing 10-pound dumbbells and we're just gonna start lunging for, I don't know, we'll set the timer and see how long we can go. All right, here we go. Lunchtime. I'm gonna go around the camera right now and make sure that I'm recording. I am getting tired. Almost 3 minutes right now. Let's take a rest, take a rest. During the treadmill, we get to just keep walking. Put it down in the comments below. Before you check the results, see which one, tell me which one you think is going to burn more calories. Let's go. If you subscribe to me right now, I will eat that piece of dirt on the floor. Okay, did you subscribe? If you didn't, you can't watch this part. This is a piece of mud that came right off the floor. Nope, it's okay, I ain't eating that. My heart rate's at 123 now, so it has gone up a bit. We are at 6 minutes and 30 seconds. So we're gonna do the treadmill for 6 minutes and 30 seconds as well. After lunges, Fitbit has got us at 1767. So we burned just about 50 calories in 6.5 minutes doing lunges. 6.5 minutes on the treadmill. Let's see what you got. Like 4.5 calories a minute. So if my math calculations are correct, sorry you couldn't see my head that whole time, 36 calories burned by the end of 6.5 minutes, which puts the lunges as the winner. I will drive this again and again and again on this channel. If you want to burn extra calories, get a bunch of steps in during the day. You just so easily burn like an extra 500 calories in a day if you get a ton of steps. I get 15,000 steps every single day, and that allows me to eat like 700 extra calories that I wouldn't otherwise, or burn 700 extra calories off of fat. And that's a huge, huge difference over months and months of time. I'm gonna drive that over and over again on this channel, guys. Get a ton of steps if you're on a cut, or you just want to be able to eat more on your diet, or even on your lean bulk. It just makes such a huge difference. Okay, we're at 5 minutes. According to this thing, we've only burned 20 calories. Probably not everybody can do lunges like I was doing them for a long period of time. And so individually, no matter what this test says, the treadmill just straight up might be a better option for you if you're trying to burn a lot of calories in an extended period of time. Everybody's gonna be different. I just wanna show that doing light compound lifts, if you're looking to burn calories and you wanna do cardio and you just simply enjoy lifting more, it's a viable option. That's what I'm guessing we're gonna see by the end of this test. 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. The treadmill has got us at 24 calories. Now, I'm going to be burning a couple more calories because my heart rate is a little bit up after that. I mean, it's not that up. My heart rate is at 97, which is not even close to as high as it was at the peak of our lunging. Guys, the Fitbit has a different opinion. 1830 on the Fitbit after the treadmill gives the win by like 2 calories, which is surprising to me. It doesn't completely change my opinion. I do think that if you're strictly just plain trying to burn calories, going on a long walk or a hike is really gonna be your best go-to. It's just so sustainable. Most everybody can do it for a very long period of time. My point is simply this. If you just want to lift weights, if you enjoy doing something like lunges or just high rep, high rep lifting anything, you're gonna burn calories well. Not to mention, if you're doing something crazy heavy like a deadlift, a very heavy deadlift, that is the one way to burn calories in the shortest amount of time possible. You're just not gonna burn a lot of calories because it's not gonna be a lot of time. I hope that makes sense. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you loved the results. Let me know what you think of the results down in the comments below. I appreciate you guys watching this entire video. Now go burn some calories whichever way that you like best.